What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day today and I hope it gets even better from watching this video. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to talk all about how to grow your YouTube channel. I feel like this is the perfect time since we're approaching the new year. So if you want to start a channel or if you already have one already and you just want to grow it, it's the perfect time to just create that foundation, get really clear on what you want, get all the tips and tricks that you need. My channel has grown a lot in the last year and these are the tips that I've implemented, but I've been doing this for a long time. And I also used to do social media strategy for brands and businesses. So I've got a lot of tips. I structured all of these tips into 5 categories. So there's going to be timestamps as always. And this video is actually sponsored by Fiverr. So thank you so much to Fiverr, but more on that a little bit later. Obviously, there's so many tips and tricks out there on YouTube about how to grow a YouTube channel. And I feel like a lot of them are so basic, focusing on analytics and when to post, and all of that of course is very important, but it's very easy to learn and implement. I feel like all the other stuff that we're going to cover today is so much more important, and most of the time it's really not the algorithm's fault for why your channel isn't performing. So we're going to cover all of that today, and also all of these tips can apply to pretty much any other social media platform that you want to grow. If you're new here, hi, I'm Nika, welcome. I make videos all about self-improvement and I like to make my videos very actionable. Here are real tips and tricks, to-do list of what to do to really make a difference that you're actually going to notice. So if that works for you, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. You can also check out my social media if you want to see more of my personal life. And without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing I want you to do is to really dissect and figure out if you actually genuinely want this and why. I know this is kind of an obvious question, but it's so important when it comes to longevity and staying consistent and disciplined. All of that is so much easier when you're actually doing something that's really meant for you, that you really want to do. So a few things to ask yourself here is, does it come naturally? Do you enjoy it while you're doing it? Not the idea of it and the success that might come along, but do you actually enjoy the process of sitting down, coming up with a video, filming the video, editing, the whole thing? Does time fly while you're doing it? Does it give you energy? All of those things are so important. Next, you need to get very clear on your why. This is going to help you so much when the going gets tough. When you have days you don't want to do it, or it's not going well, or you've failed, made a mistake, whatever. This is that intrinsic motivation. An amazing question to ask yourself, and again, you can use this for anything, is if I actually succeed at this, what will that mean about me? That's going to give you that subconscious reason of why you're actually after this. And then you can dissect it and figure out, again, do you really want to commit to this? Is this actually worth it for you? And then the other really important little exercise or prompt is to write down your positive characteristics, traits, and talents. And then next to it, you can write how this could help you in this career in particular. And when you're writing this list, don't forget about the things that come naturally to you, because I feel like we can often overlook that. Just because you've done it your whole life, it doesn't really feel like a big talent or anything, but those things are the most important. This will give you that confidence of I can do this. I've got all these traits and talents that are meant for this. I think I'd be really good at it. But then also it's going to give you an even clear idea if this is for you, or if you need to pivot a little bit. Everything else you can learn and implement along the way, but this is such an important part, that steady foundation that you need. As I mentioned before, this video is sponsored by Fiverr, and Fiverr can really help you on your journey to grow your YouTube channel. It basically connects you with freelancers that offer a wide variety of digital services. So whether you need help with video editing, you want little animations, you want help with graphic design, making your thumbnails, your channel banner, or even if you want to take your business to the next level and develop a website or get help with social media marketing. There's so many quality freelancers at different price points, so you can really find the right fit for you, and they can help you with those things that you either don't know how to do or you don't really shine at, so that you have more time for the things that you're really good at. I actually got a social media strategy done through a freelancer on Fiverr just because I wanted an objective opinion and an expert perspective on my channel and how I could improve, and it was amazing. They did a whole very comprehensive audit of my channel, what is working, what I could improve. They audited a bunch of channels that are in my industry, that are competitors. And based on all of that, they created a whole content strategy for me. And I got so many amazing ideas that I never would have thought of, and that I feel will really help grow my channel. So I'm really excited to implement all of that in the new year. And also, as a very type A person, I really appreciate how organized Fiverr freelancer is. It's so easy to find a freelancer that you're looking for. You can check their user reviews, you can view their portfolio, and often you can even see their previous clients. It's also very easy to communicate with your freelancer, and the whole process is very straightforward. You can even connect with Fiverr freelancers through a one-on-one personalized consultation. So this is really, really great if you're someone who prefers like a face-to-face meeting to interview the talent and then also get more insight and like expert advice. So you can head over to fiverr.co/Nika to check out the services that are available to you and even get 10% off your first order with the code Nika. I'll have all of that linked down below, and thank you so much to Fiverr for sponsoring. In this industry, you are the product. So your self-concept is so incredibly important. You being very clear on who you are. This is who I am. This is what I represent. This is what people come to me for is honestly, in my opinion, the most important thing. Obviously, if you have a business and a product, you're going to look at the product and see, okay, how can we improve the product? How can we present it in the right way? How can we market it? Who is this product for? Like all of that applies here, but you're the product, okay? Your personality, what you can offer is the products. That's why we're spending so much time talking about this, okay? Because that's gonna carry you so much further than any other tips would. Because if you have that, you have like 80%. Let's talk about the word that used to be so triggering to me, your niche, okay? This is basically the category that your channel falls into. And the more specific that you are, the better. This is obviously going to be so much easier to determine now that we've gotten really clear on who you are, your traits, your talents, what you excel at. So write down that big niche, like the big category. So lifestyle, fitness, beauty, fashion, write that down. And then you need to go further than that. So let's say your main niche is lifestyle and you're someone who wants to make vlogs. You're currently a student, you live in London. So your very specific niche can be relatable day-to-day life living in London as a student. Let's say your niche is fitness and you're a girl in your early 20s who's really gotten into the gym and you've crack the code, okay? So maybe your content is going to be about how to get girls into the gym, to feel comfortable going there, to know how to use all the equipment, and to have very simple workouts to get started with. If your niche is food, for example, maybe your more specific niche is vegan food that's high in protein. So what niche or like package do you want to be in? And how can you make it unique and different? What flavor can you add to it? Like how is your channel going to differentiate from all the channels in that niche? Maybe a lot of that is going to be your personality. Obviously, we are all different and unique. Maybe you're very quirky or you're very analytical, detail oriented. Like figure out exactly what the product is, who is this product for, and how are you going to package it up? How are you going to market it? Also write down who watches your videos, like what is your target audience? So maybe if you're that fitness influencer I mentioned, your audience is going to be young women who are either students or are just starting their career and they want to become consistent in working out at the gym. They want to become gym girlies. So how can you make content for them? What type of content are those women or those girls gonna need? Like what are they gonna want to watch? What's gonna motivate them? What's gonna inspire them? What kind of information or knowledge or support do they need? This way you get very clear on what type of videos you want to make, how you want to communicate, what you want to leave your audience with when they're done watching your video, how you want to package the content so that those girls click on it. Like that's going to help you so much. And when you focus on that, it's also a great way to never run out of like content ideas. So if you've already figured all of that out, you are ahead of the curve, okay? That like, I wish I did that before I started my YouTube channel. Like that would have made the whole journey so much better and the growth so much quicker. It would have saved me so many headaches. I can't even put it into words. Now going with the theme that you've got this business and you're the product, we need to do market research, okay? So you're gonna find content creators that are in your niche and you're gonna audit their channels. What that means is that you're gonna look at their whole channel. What is working? What is not working? What kind of thumbnails work? What type of titles work? What are their popular videos? Most importantly, what is their like special thing? Like how are they different to all the other channels in that niche? I would say do that with at least 5 channels. The more the better, because you're gonna get such a clear view of what's out there, what's in the industry, and what is missing. Like, how can you fill those gaps and how can you be different to everything that's out there, but make equally as high quality content or even better. You're gonna immerse yourself in the content in this niche, and you're gonna watch it from the perspective of a researcher whose goal is to basically figure out why this channel or this video is performing so well. Basically, you wanna be fully in it, know exactly what's going on in the industry, what are the trends, what are the popular topics, the whole shebang. So I highly recommend to subscribe to as many of these channels so you can actively see what's popular in your subscription box or your homepage. Also immerse yourself in this niche on TikTok, especially because a lot of trends start on TikTok and then make their way over to YouTube a bit delayed. So if you're on it on TikTok, you can anticipate it and maybe be ahead of the curve or start that trend on YouTube. This is also obviously such a great way to get ideas and get ideas that are actually good and performing well. Also, when you have a video idea, before you start planning out your video, definitely do as much research as you can of what's already out there. So search for the topics, see what people are searching for, see what videos are popular and doing really well, what kind of titles are they using, what kind of thumbnails. That's going to help you so much to, again, package your video in a way that's going to make it more popular. So now you're clear on what you want to do, what your niche is. You've done the market research, you know what's out there, what's missing, and now it's time to create your actual content strategy. So let's say you're in the finance niche and you want to make content that's really easy to understand to get young women into finance, to get their finances together and become financially literate. And now the content pillars are going to be different categories of the videos that you're going to be making. So one pillar can be how-to videos. So how to budget, how to save, how to invest. So this is where you give your audience a lot of value and a lot of information. The second pillar is going to be making this topic more engaging and more entertaining. So let's say for you, you're going to audit people's finances. So to make this more popular, let's say you're going to audit Rachel Green from Friends. You're going to audit her finances. This is an amazing way to make your videos more trendy, more popular. You can tie in like current popular trends, popular characters, TV shows, whatever. And it's an amazing way to get people who do not watch financial videos to start watching them. And they're going to watch them on your channel. And then the last pillar in this case is going to be more personal, a way for your audience to get to know you better, to just help your audience connect with you more. So in this case, it might be like what I spend in a week living in London, or my monthly budget, or something that's still obviously finances, but it makes it a lot more personal. If I was starting out, I would have 3 content pillars, just to really narrow it down and keep it very simple. So now that you have those pillars written down, you can write down a bunch of ideas in each one. And again, that's going to help you to continuously come up with content. And then you're going to alternate between these pillars. So one week you're going to post pillar 1, the second week, pillar 2, etc. And then you're going to check in often to see what's performing well and what could be improved on, and figure out ways to tweak it. Which pillars are the most popular, which one get you the most new viewers. You can see all of this in your channel analytics. And do not underestimate the more personal pillar where your audience is connecting with you. That pillar might not get as many new viewers as some of the other content, but it is such an important piece because you want your audience to connect with you and to stay connected with you. So do not underestimate that. I know it's easy to be like, oh, that pillar is not performing so well. Obviously, you can tweak it, figure out ways to make it more popular, but that doesn't mean that it's not helping you and your career long term. Last but not least, I'm going to teach you how to play the game, the YouTube game, the social media game. So first of all, you need to start playing, okay? So if you're over here watching all of these videos and you haven't even gotten started yet, what are we doing? You need to start playing, okay? There's no point in wasting so much time planning all of this out. You're gonna learn way more as you're actively doing and find ways to improve and tweak everything. So get started, okay? If you haven't gotten started yet and you've just watched this video, maybe give yourself a week or a weekend to do everything we've spoken about, get very clear on that, and then start making your first video. It's never gonna be perfect. It's never gonna be your best video, okay? So there's no point in putting that much pressure on your first video. You're gonna improve as you go along, but you need to start somewhere. Like, just get started. I know it's intimidating, it's scary. You're gonna get through that and get over that intimidation. as you're doing it. There's no way to do that before you actually start. Of course, consistency. Pick a date and time when you're going to be posting every week and stick to it. Once a week is like the industry standard, so that's more than good enough. You do not need to post more than that, but it's so important to post consistently. That is what is at the end of the day going to get you the results, because that's going to help you to learn what is working, what is not working, because you've got a lot of data. And also the chances of you being discovered or a video blowing up are much greater if you've got 20 videos in a few months than 3, okay? So if you're doing that and you're super frustrated, then I'm sorry, girly, but you're the problem, okay? That's not gonna work. So decide to commit to it and do it properly if you want to see results. Obviously, if you just want to do it for fun, for a little kiki, do you. So as I've mentioned before, there's evergreen content. This is the type of content that is consistently being searched for. People are consistently looking it up and clicking on those videos. So that type of video might not blow up instantly, but it's gonna keep growing. And then there's trendy videos, current popular topics videos. Focusing on both of these is really important, but I would focus more on the popular, trendy topics at the beginning. That gives you a much higher chance of being seen and discovered. And if it's a trendy video, it doesn't mean it's not helpful or it doesn't have value. You want to take a trendy topic and you want to make it your own and basically make it better than all the other videos within that trend. So people click on it because it's trendy, it's popular, but then you give them a very strong reason to stick around and to subscribe and continue watching. Another thing that you're gonna start doing is you're gonna cross-promote videos in the actual video. So let's go back to that financial content creator example. So let's say you're making that Rachel Green financial audit, and in that video, you are creating a budget for her. Let's say you've got a how-to budget video on your channel, so it's a great way to promote it. Make it visual, have a little card that people can click on, have the link in the description box. Obviously, the longer people stay on your channel and keep watching your videos, the better. It's a great way for you to show that you are the expert. You've got so many videos that they can watch and learn from. And it's also a great way for you to get more views on other videos, and the likelihood of them then subscribing is also much higher. Because if they've watched a few of your videos and they're kind of binging your channel, they probably like you, like they've got a connection to you. So you want to give them that chance, okay? I typically promote around 3 videos in my video. Obviously, this is not a great example because I usually don't make how to grow a YouTube channel type content, but if you look at any of my other videos, you'll see a lot of videos being recommended. Obviously, you want to focus on bettering your quality as you go along. And I don't necessarily only mean like video quality and sound quality. Maybe for you, a part of your high quality content is the aesthetics, like having amazing hair, amazing makeup, outfit, beautiful surroundings. Like, you've got to find your thing. This is again where we get back to your strong suits. Like, what are the things that you excel at, and making that really good. The more personality that you show, the better. The more you connect with your audience, whether it's through personal stories, being relatable, your sense of humor, whatever it is, that is what gets people to stick around, to subscribe, and to keep watching you because they have a personal connection with you. You become kind of like an internet friend that they want to check in with every single week. Obviously, if you make really helpful content, people are gonna search for that content. Your video is probably gonna pop up. They're gonna watch it, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna stick around because you need to have some sort of connection with the person. So the more personality you show, the better. That also means you're not gonna be for everyone, and that's totally fine. You want to have an audience that is loyal to you, that feels connected to you, that wants to hear from you. That is way more important when it comes to the long run, the longevity of this career. And also, you want to nurture the audience you already have. Of course, it's really important, especially at the beginning, if you want this to be a career, to focus on growing your channel. But do not forget to nurture the audience you already have, to connect with them and build a strong relationship with them. Find your own unique ways of doing that. It's really easy to get lost in the numbers and forget that even if you have 200 people watching you, that's still 200 people, and you're speaking to those people when you're making your content. So do not take that for granted. Last but not least, act like you already are a successful content creator and like you are the expert at whatever you're making content about, and make your content from that headspace. Of course, there's always room for feedback and for you to grow and expand and learn more, but You want to position yourself as the expert, so you're the expert, act like it. Alrighty guys, those are all of my tips. I've been talking for so long, my throat hurts, but I really hope this was helpful. I would love to hear in the comments like what you want to do, what your goals are, what your niche is, like just write it down and then people can find your channel. And you never know, you might get some subscribers from that. So make sure to comment down below. I'm definitely going to be doing a little bit of snooping. So hope you guys enjoyed this video and I can't wait to see you really soon.